Hello and welcome to another Friday live stream. I know it was supposed to go live at noon. If you don't know, if you're new to Retainer Designer, we try to go live every Friday at noon. But sometimes life gets in the way. If you don't know, I do own my own ortho lab, and we ran into an emergency, had a doctor call, hey, where's this case? So I had to get, it was about 2 seconds before I hit the live stream button. So that was eventful. So I had to cancel the live stream, and then go and run that case to that doctor real quick. So it was kind of fun. So anyway, had to postpone it to 5. This is probably not the best to do it because the internet is bad at this time. But I am streaming locally, or I'm recording locally. So hopefully this will I can upload this later if the live stream doesn't work. So anyway, today we are going to try to answer the question: is hollow printing or solid model printing better? Meaning, do you save money by printing hollow, or save time, or anything like that? Hopefully everything's set up where it needs to be. Let's see, I need to turn some stuff here. Give me, I think I am running to a little bit of an internet problem. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Again, sorry I was running late. Again, I'm having internet problems. Hopefully it's okay. It looks like it's good. I don't know what's I'm getting a lot of glitching on my end. So let me know if it's choppy for you on your side, if you can hear the audio. Hopefully you can hear it. Again, like I said, I am downloading, recording this locally. So if this is crap, I will upload it later, a better version. So anyway, again, today we are talking about hollow versus solid. This is actually a question from Perry from my previous video. He commented on the video, hey, why have you done any studies on if hollow is really better for 3D printing? And I was like, honestly, I don't know. I've never really done, I just assumed. And as many of you know what assume means. So today I want to try and figure out what the best one is, and I'm not going to spend a lot of money by printing. That would be the ideal thing, is to actually print some hollow models, and then turn around and print some solid models and time it, and then weigh them, and then figure out well, that was weird. I don't know what happened. My screen just went completely blank. Oh, it looks better now. So hopefully it's running better. I look better. I mean, not saying I look good, but I'm not choppy or anything like that. So hopefully it's running better now. That was really weird. That I've never had my screen just go blank like that. Anyway, so reintroduction. Today we're going to try to figure out, is printing hollow, does it actually save you money and time? And so I do have a little bit of experience and a little background of what I'm using. I'm using a Form 3 printer, Form 3B Plus printer. Actually, I think I have it right here. Share screen. Window. Let's do this one and share it. So this is what I'm using. Form 3B is the printer I'm using. And the resin is draft, and so these are going to be my parameters for testing this. So I'm going to use the free software called Preform from Formlabs to measure each print. So I've taken the same amount of let me close these. So I've taken the same exact models, and I've done both a set of full models, meaning full palette, and a set of horseshoe models, and I have made a hollow form of them, and I've made a solid form of them. And I know you probably need to do like hundreds of these to even get close to what would be a good number to use. But this should give us a basic idea, and I haven't seen the results yet. So you are going to be with me in seeing these results, and if I'm surprised. So I've always printed hollow. I've always assumed, hey, it saves time and it saves resin and it saves parts in your laser on your printer. And that was mainly the Form 2, which is behind me right there, the silver one. The Form 2 uses a resin tank, and it actually has a heat map if you've never seen that. And if you print in the same spot over and over again, that spot will get opaque with resin residue, and will actually stop creating quality models. You have to replace that resin tank due to the heat map on there. The Form 3B, let's go this way. No, the white one, it doesn't use a heat map. It just gives you a percentage of when the resin tank will go bad. So the Form 2 definitely, I think, would printing hollow, meaning each layer on top of each other, it'll be a solid layer, and I'll show this whenever I load it up. So I do have a preform here, and actually let me share. Let me stop, and I'm going to present another screen. Something I've noticed whenever I was doing the same models. Let's see. Let's do this one. Here we go. And I've got to make sure I'm working on the right one. So what I've noticed is that when I share, let's see, add to stream. That's the wrong thing, Cade. That's the wrong thing. Present, share screen, and window, and this one. Share. All right, now, see if I can share this screen with y'all. Okay, here is a hollow model. So this is what I usually print. So you can see it's hollow. You can see how tall it is. Now, I've run all these through the auto base. So this is the AI generated basing mechanism of EasyRx. And so I thought that would be the best way to keep it all the same, is run the same file through EasyRx's auto base as a hollow model, and then run it again as a solid model. And so what I did notice is this is what usually comes out as a hollow model. This is what comes out as a solid model. You notice a height difference. Now, I didn't change any other settings on here. Just there's a different height setting on these, and I think it's these drain holes, because when you print hollow on a Formlabs model, you can't have cups. Can't have cups on there, and I'll show that in a little bit. Mainly, you can't create a cup that you then 3D print a suction cup, pretty much, and it'll stick to the bottom of the build resin tank. So that was one thing. So this will actually increase the time. The taller these are, the more time it takes, the more layers it takes. So it's going to be very interesting how these come out compared to each other, because this one's actually shorter. It'll take actually less time, but you have to print all the center in here, every bit of it, every single pixel, frame, whatever you want to call it. You have to print every single one of those, as opposed to this, where you're just printing the outside layer until you get to the middle. So that's where I've started. And so let me bring up my preform here, see if I can find my settings. Let's see. Stop share screen, share my preform software. Let's see, window, and let's do this. and share. Okay. No name. Hi, you've motivated me so much that I dare to work as an orthodontic dental technician. I know a few basics and now have bought pliers. Oh, good. I'm following your videos one-to-one. Oh, excellent. I hope they help. I know there's been a lot of people that have used my videos, and hopefully I don't lead you astray, but that's encouraging. I'm glad you're able to uh, uh, launch a new career. I know the National Board Association Dental Labs are going to be launching a new career, kind of letting younger generation and those know what dental lab technology is. And I know a lot of you have discovered my channel and are learning about what it is to be at least an ortho lab technician. So, oh, you're very welcome. So let me pull up now. This is my pre-form software. This is a free software download from Formlabs when you buy a Formlabs printer. And let's pull it up here. I'm going to drag in some models. Let me close some things here. I'm going to drag in some models. If I've formulated these right, I'm going to do hollow first. So these are full palette hollow models. What I would usually do this is I'm going to repair. This is what I would usually print day to day, every day, just hollow models with drain holes, and so it's repairing right now. Make sure I got, yep, it's still repairing. I don't know if my computer is running slow or the internet, but hopefully you're able to hear me. And so I'm loading. So this is what I usually do. I usually print, and this is usually when I dump them in there. Now, what I usually do is go through EasyRx and I click. There's a print list. So once you auto base these, there's a print list. If you watch my previous video of my orthodontic dental lab workflow through whatever, I'll put it in a link or something if you're watching the recording of this later. If you watch that, you'll see I click a bunch of them. I'll send them to Autobase. Then once EasyRx autobases them, then I'll click all the ones I want to print, and I'll click a little blue butterfly button, which means sends it to the preform, which is this program, and it dumps it in here. So then this is what I get. And so what I'm going to do is, actually I'm going to start by selecting the printer. And this is my printer I'm going to send it to. I'm using Draft version 2. I print at 0.1 millimeter. That's a really good default. So this, I'm going to call this hollow. This is a really good default, that 0.1 millimeters. So it prints each layers of 0.1 millimeters. You can print faster at 0.2, makes them thicker, but then your model's pretty choppy and it's not usable. It's usable, but this is a little bit more detail that you get. It takes longer to print, but I'm just going to show you what I print each day, my usual settings. All right, so there we go. It is ready. I do need to put supports, so you see all the red that's in here, and so up here it says models need more support, and then so when you see red here, that means I need to do more support. But if you see the yellow over here, it says cups detected, which means I'm going to click the page up here. So you see there, that is that's the first layer that's going to be printed. Second layer, third layer. So if I keep going up over here on the right hand side, if I keep going up, I'll soon get to that cupping. There we go. And right there, it will print a suction cup, and it will actually suction itself to the bottom. So the preform does a good job of identifying this. So if I kind of I can show it at an angle. You can see more of that suction cup. So I'm actually going to have to angle these. And there's the print. Let's go back to 0. I'm actually going to angle these just a bit. I don't have to do this on every model, but just the ones that give me an error. So I'm going to try to make that angle as shallow as possible. There we go. See that angle? And it's actually flat now. But that yellow is gone, which means the cupping is gone. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to angle it up. But what's going to be curious is when I do the solid ones, if it does the cupping, or if that is just a hollow thing. So like I said, I'm learning with everybody here about the solid. There we go. Oh, I didn't do it enough. Let me just tilt it just a little bit. I'm trying not to do, because the more you tilt it, the taller it gets. There we go. All right, we'll go with that. So I'm going to put supports on there. So all the red you see needs supports. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to do no rafts, which means I'm going to print them directly onto the build platform and generate. And rafts would actually raise it up a few millimeters and then print a raft and then all supports from the raft. It's really not for, it's mainly those that dimensionally you need to, because Formlabs will take the first really attached to the build plate. So the dental models, it doesn't matter because we don't really need the base of the models to be accurate. We just need the tops of the teeth. So with that being said, you don't need the base to be accurate, so you can put them right on the base. If you're doing like a perfect cylinder or whatever, cylinder directly on the base, it will actually flatten that bottom part. So you'd want to put that on a raft, so it compresses. This usually does it on stream. It's really taxing my computer here. And so there we go. This is what I would send to print. I got 3 thumbs up, printability, no minimas, no cups. So I got 3 green thumbs up. I'm going to click this time estimate, and this is what's going to give me, this is what we're going to use for our calculator. And I've built a little calculator, a very janky, small calculator. So we're going to see what the printability is on this. So we got 2 hours, 33 minutes, 321 layers, and a volume of 212 milliliters. So it's going to use 212 millimeters of resin to print this. It's going to do 321 layers. So you can actually see, like here is layer 166. All right. And then there's layer 321, which is the last layer. So you can see how many layers it's going to take. And again, the height with the form printer, again, every printer is different. So solid may make more sense for you. I'm trying to figure out what makes more sense for me with the printers I have. So this, hopefully, whatever printer you're using has a software that can dictate how much resin it's going to use and how much time it's going to use. So as you can see, let's see what that first layer looks like again. So it almost did make a raft here in the front, but there we go. So that is ready to print. Again, it would take 2 hours and 33 minutes on that Form 3B Plus. So let's enter this into my calculator. So let's stop sharing that screen. Let's present and share this other screen. I wish I could do 2 of these at once and share. So I have a screen share here, and hopefully y'all can see it okay. So I just have I have a description. Let's just call this hollow. All right, first, or let's say horizontal, because we'll print these vertical too and see if there's any difference. Number of models is 6. The type of models is actually hollow. The base type is full, not horseshoe. The print time, I threw some numbers in here, but I think I'm pretty close. Let's see. Let me pull this up. Yeah, 2 hours, 33 minutes. And then layers is 321. And then volume in milliliters is 112.74. All right, so now I've done some math here. And so the volume per model, so I divided it by 6. So this is like an average of all the models together. So we got 6 models here. So the average the volume per model is 19. The time per model is 26 minutes. So if I want to just print one of these, it's 26 minutes. The cost per milliliter is 15 cents. So that's actually a standard. So my resin, that draft resin I showed you in that previous tab, is $150 per 1,000 milliliters or per liter. So I just did a real quick calculation. So that's 15 cents per milliliter is what it cost me to print. So cost per print, so this is all 6 models, will cost me $16.91 to print all 6 models. And the cost per model is $2.82. So you see, this is a costly thing. Just to print all 6 of those is $16.91. So you got to make sure you're pricing your models correctly. So that is the hollow model. Let me scroll this back, and let's do the solid one. So this is one I haven't seen yet. I'm kind of excited about it. Let me share this. Present, share screen. Make sure I'm on the right screen here. And window is I do not see it. Okay. Okay. Share screen. Things bogging down again. And share. All right. So I should be sharing this now. Let me share this screen. Well, everything's failing me, guys. I apologize. I was really excited. I may have to just redo all this and just record and then upload. This seems to be a little bit too much for my computer to handle. Of course, this program uses my graphics card, and so does the live streaming. So anyway, let me erase these. I'm going to highlight all these and hit delete. And for some odd reason, this is doing a weird thing. Okay, here we go. All right, so now I'm going to do the solid one. So I'm going to go back to my little folders thing here and go to solid. And these should be the same exact models. So I'm going to copy and paste. So pretty much I just have a folder on my other computer, and I just highlighted all 6. I don't know. Is this worth it now? I'll just keep going. Maybe I can piece something together. This is ridiculous. All right, let's try to share the screen again. This is ridiculous. There we go. Share. There we go. Okay. So yes, I want to repair. So let me repair this. And it's going to take some time to repair. Now this should take less supports. So repairing, I don't know if it takes any faster or not, but hopefully this will take actually less supports. So I don't know if we'll have time to do the horseshoe. So anyway, this is taking way too long. This doesn't take this long. I apologize, everyone. Okay, so now I do have the cups, just like the other one. So I'm going to move these around. We got touching. When it's highlighted in red, that means it's touching another one. You got to make sure they don't touch. Now, just to prove that these are solid, I'm going to do a page up. And that is the first layer that prints. So if you compare side by side, you know, the hollow is just the border. You know, you don't have to print and the supports. But this is the solid chunk all the way through. So, but this does look like I do have to fix these. Now, if you do this in, if you manually make these models in EasyRx, you actually probably could make these without the cups, because it's actually, yeah, let's see if I can get this as minimal as possible. I'm giving it the best benefit of the doubt. So I'm going to make this a little bit, and tilt that just a little bit. So I'm just tilting them up just a little bit. It relieves that cup. But now I have a lot of supports to do. So let me do this and auto generate. So we'll see how this goes. Generating supports. Again, this is really taxing my computer. I thought maybe it is the internet. Maybe my internet's trying to go out right now, and it's causing all these problems. Again, it's probably a bad time to try to do it at 5 o'clock. Everybody's getting home. They're checking their emails. They're live streaming their Netflix. And it's kind of causing problems for me. But again, this could be very taxing on the computer. So when you do 3D editing, really computer. Now my mouse is gone. There we go. I do not know why this could be the call. For some reason, I am on. Yeah, showing I got internet. Turn off the Wi-Fi for a second. It should be going directly to internet. So still generating supports. My gosh, this is ridiculous. If you're watching the recording, StreamYard has fixed it on their end. All right. Man, this is taking a while. Of course, it could be because it's a solid, it's almost got to generate, it's almost got to support every single triangle underneath that. Just because that cupping, these are probably not good models to deal with. So, okay, using these got shifted up a bit. little bit. Pull it down. Did I fix it? I think so. Let's try that first layer. So again, this is first layer. Look at all those supports. Goodness. All right, so I mean, this is a real life thing. So I'm going to click this time estimate, let it calculate the print time. See how this, right? Remember I showed you that before, but 2 hours 11 minutes. That is actually shorter than the other one. So let me enter this in. I'm going to enter this, and I'll show y'all in a second. Hollow. Nope, this is solid. And number of models is the same, 6. This type is hollow. Nope. I keep saying hollow. I'm used to saying hollow. This is the base type is full, and the print time is 2 hours 11 minutes. Which that was surprising. I'm really surprised, and it may just be the height thing, because 273 for layers, so it is definitely shorter, and that could account for the print time. Now the print volume is 150.52. So let me switch cameras here. Go to my screen, share screen. Did you hear, Perry, did you hear Pete? Perry, this is, I'm trying to answer your question, but my software is not helping me. Share, it is not helping me at all. Okay, well, all right, here we go. I'm about to sneeze. Hold on. Excuse me. So we have less print time, 20 minutes, 2 minutes less print time. Pretty good amount of 40 layers less, something. The volume, now we increased the volume. It took a lot more resin to print the solid models. So that's interesting. And so print volume per model. So this is 25 instead of 19. So it actually, even though they're shorter, they're more full, they're more solid. So it's got 25 milliliters per model. And then time per model, it'll take 22 minutes to print. Actually less time, which is interesting. And then cost per model, I don't know. Oh, I need it. 0.5. Okay, so let's slide this over. Let's see this real numbers here. All right, cost per print. So to print this 6 solid models is $22 versus $16 for the hollow. The cost per model is $3.76 per model as opposed to $2.82. So it actually, printing hollow costs less per print and per model, but it takes longer to print. So that's where we're sitting at right now. It costs less, but it takes more time. Yay, maths. Perry, oh. I don't know if I hear Pete. It's not noon, so I tricked him today. He thinks I'm streaming at noon, so he crowed all then. But no biggie. Always interested in watching these. I thought you were going to stand up and do the last two. Stand up the last two, so I'm learning. Oh, going to stand up the last two. Okay. Yeah, we'll try to stand these up on their edge, and we'll see how that works. And then, yay, maths. All right. Yeah, and I may make this form here. I may make it available on my website where you can enter in your own entries and come up with your own math. Again, this is a Form 3B printer. So let me stop this screen. Let's do the horseshoe. All right. Let me make sure I did that right. So let me present, share screen. See, now it's running smooth. I don't have, why is this not? It's not showing my form. Come on now. Come on. Share screen. Window. There we go. Share. So I'm going to erase these. So these are full. I'm going to do horseshoe and see if there's maybe horseshoe's better solid. So delete. Okay. So I'm going to import those hollow ones. So these are going to be horseshoe hollow. So this is what I usually print horseshoe models. And shift, click, and hold it. And so I'm importing these. Actually, this is taking this is a lot better. So yes, repair. I always say yes to repair. I don't know what it's trying to repair. I don't know why I would not say repair. The only time is sometimes it makes a weird artifact in there that wasn't there before it repaired. So it tries to connect like two triangles that are apart from each other across the horseshoe, and it makes a big plate on there. Okay, I've entered in the, there we go. So these are, again, I've done the same exact models. I made them both hollow and I made them both solid. So this is the hollow version. And to prove that, I'm going to show you the first layer of printing right there. So as you can see, there's drain holes in them. They do, if you do print hollow on form printers, they do need to have drain holes, or else you do the whole cupping thing. So I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to highlight them all. And then supports, none, everything's the same. I'm just going to hit auto generate and just let pre-form software do the auto generation. And we'll see. I wonder if any of these will be touching afterwards. I just really didn't need that much support wise. I think because the walls are so close together that almost like a building, like an arch, that it supports itself while it's building the two walls, and then it slowly slopes in and connects at the top, which is the teeth. All right, generating supports. It didn't take this long to generate supports. So anyway, let's answer some questions. Yay, maths. So yeah, Perry, that was interesting question you asked on the last live stream, and I was like, you know what? I just assumed these things, and so that's, you know, I never did actually do the same exact models, both hollow and solid. So that's what this is, what we're doing. Okay, so we have, all right, everything looks good. So let's do the first layer print. Let me show that. There we go. So look, it did a few supports on the inside and on the outside, mainly when they do the teeth. If the teeth are really leaning out, you'll have to get some supports on there. But again, I like to lay them flat on the build plate. So let's do the time estimate. So obviously these are horseshoe. They're definitely not going to be a ball. So this is an hour 31. So let me enter these in. So this is hollow horizontal. There are 6 models, and if I didn't explain it before, I just tend to print 6 models. I'd like to print them flat instead of vertical. Horseshoe. And print time is 131. Okay. The number of layers is 190. Volume in milliliters. The volume is 68.23. Let me slide this over, and at 15 cents per model. Let's finish the math on here, and let me show you everything. And share screen, this share. All right, so we have, these are the horseshoe, hollow horseshoe. The print time, you can see it is the fastest of what we've done so far. Number of layers is 190 instead of like 300 something. Volume in milliliters is 68. Volume per model, so it's only 11 milliliters to print each model on average. And then time per model is 15 minutes per model to print. Now, if you print this like one model, it's not going to be 15 minutes. It's doing 6 of them at a time, so it can save some money, some time. So cost is 15 cents per milliliter. If your resin cost whatever, mine was, again, a liter is $150, and so I just divided that by 1,000, and that gave me the 15 cents per milliliter. Cost per print is $10.23 for all 6 models. So this is cost per print for all 6 models. And then cost per model is $1.71. So it costs $1.71 in resin to print each one of these. Now, there's always a little bit of extra resin that you don't account for, like when you're draining it. Maybe you don't drain it all. There's some that stick to it when you wash it. So this is like exact. It's actually going to be more than that, but this gives you a good idea of how much is in there. Again, if you print hollow, make sure you have a good way of draining back into the drip pan, or else you're wasting as much as solid. Because it's hollow in there, and I have it at an angle where after it's done printing, I have I've shown. Check out my YouTube shorts. I think I have where I show it in a. I'd set it up at an angle. So it's about $1 difference from hollow to solid. Yes. Yeah, about $1. Looks like $1, almost 6 cents more per model. And then, so less than $1 for each model. Wow. Yeah. $2. Less than $2 for each model. Yeah. So let's do the next thing. So let's stop this and go back and present, share screen, window, this share, and add to stream, and pull this back up. So I'm going to now erase these, delete, and I'm going to go back to my little folder. I have the same exact models, but in solid form. So let's do solid, horseshoe. I've had to, trying to organize the little folders for hollow, solid, horseshoe, hollow, solid. It was a little tough for me. I'm not that smart with all this. So I have, there we go. Repair, yes. Again, these are hollow models. Sorry, these are horseshoe models that are solid. So let me, these should look familiar. And to prove that they're solid, I'm going to show you the first layer. So this is the first layer that gets printed, and it's just a solid sheet of resin. And it looks just like that all the way till you get to the top. So, and again, but the solid, they're shorter, so this will probably have less print time. That was a big surprise to me on the other ones, was the print time. So I'm actually going to put some supports on this, and then we'll probably have to move them around a little bit. While it's doing, let's answer some questions. What what about energy used in the print process? Is a lot going on. I need to buy one of those little gauges that you print your printer into, and then print it, or you plug it into it, and it measures how much is being used. I mean, because it is a laser, but it is printed. It is plugged into a 110 outlet, and I actually have a battery backup, 100-volt battery backup that can print for a little bit, so it's not too much. So let's go back to here. All right, so wake up, computer. Come on, hang with me. It doesn't like. Let me switch. Sometimes you just got to switch around two models. And there we go. So no red, they're not touching, and we have them all supported. So I'm going to click this and get my time estimate, and we're going to enter it into here. Let me get my chart going. No, this is solid horizontal. Horizontal. And it is 6 models. And these are solid, and these are horseshoe. And the print time is 1 hour, 19 minutes. And the number of layers is 158, which is, yep, it's shorter than the other. And then volume is 77.30. And let's put in the how much it costs per resin. If you're new here, the resin is $150 per liter, so that's 15 cents per milliliter. So it kind of gives you what each model costs. And again, I'm averaging, so I'm putting 6 models in there, but I'm averaging across the whole 6 to give us more of an average per model. So let me switch, stop presenting this, and go back to my little chart here. So we have the share. So we have the solid horizontal, 6 models, solid model horseshoe, and we have a minute 19 compared to a minute 30. Sorry, an hour 19 compared to an hour 31. So it prints faster, solid does. And I'm telling you, it's the height, because hollow, they're a little bit taller, and I think it's because of the drain holes. And then number of layers, so it's 190 compared to 158. So that's the time right there. That your time is dependent on your layers. And then the volume is more, so 68 milliliters to print those compared to 77 milliliters to print the solid ones. And then so volume per model is 2 milliliters more. And then time per model is actually less. Then if you go into, so it's 2 minutes less to print each model. Again, that height thing is very important. And so cost per print is $11.60, up from $10.23. So it does cost less to print a set of 6 models hollow than it does to print a set of solid models solid. Well, I just said that twice, but you know what I mean. So it's $1.71 compared to $1.93. So I've learned something new. I thought it would actually save time printing, but because hollow models are taller, you actually don't save time printing, but you do save money. It does take less. What color models do you find better working? Definitely the darker the color, the better. When 3D printing first started, the models we were getting were a little bit translucent, and man, it hurt the eyes trying to concentrate, because your eyes almost like went through the model. But I try to go as opaque as possible, as dark as possible. So like gray. I don't have much choice other than gray with the form. I did just print some black ones, which look like this. So this is black, and I'm gonna actually print these. I'm gonna try them out and see if I can actually look at it better. Maybe it's too black for me to look at. But this was given to me by D3D Digital. They're 3D printing. The doctor that owns it, his wife has made this, and I'm gonna actually use it for my my videos coming up. So this is a preview. So it actually numbers each one, and you will make. I know some of you in other countries, y'all use not Palmer notation. I use Palmer. This is universal, or maybe it's universal. Federal numbering system, where it's like 11, 12, 13, 14, which I actually like better. I think that makes more sense. But this is actually what general dentists number teeth as. Or us ortho, this would be upper left 1, upper left 2, upper left 3, upper left 4, and then lower right 1. But yeah, it tells you molars, premolars, and then on the inside it actually gives you anterior. So it actually shows up really good on the camera. So I might use these more often. Anyway, so that's black, and I've just printed some in black because I ran out of my gray resin. I had to back up black. So yeah, those look great. I do like the black models. So I'll report back how that goes. All right, so that's it. Let me show this again. Let me do vertical just for giggles. Let's just use what we have. These, I don't know if they'll do good vertical. I'm actually going to select all. I'm really curious. There's a thing here, one-click print. I don't think that's what I want. Scan to model, size, orientation, supports, auto-generate. Nope. There is something. Oh, here it is. Layout. Layout all. Let's see how this works. So preform, you can say, just throw in some models and just say, okay, so, all right. Let's see if I can vertically. I don't have platforms on this, but there we go. I've never done this before. I'm too scared to print. I'm too scared to print vertically. Because to me, that's just going to cause more shear. Oh, I'm probably not even sharing this, am I? No. So these are the same models. I'm going to try V2. V2 of what? Like a draft? Because I'm currently using V2 draft resin for my prints. But I think I think they have V4 now. This was what I printed in was V3. So this is vertical. And I'm not, again, you probably need to put rafts on them and all that stuff. I'm not doing this right. I know I'm not. Y'all are probably yelling at me. You're not doing vertical right. So I kind of want to do rafts. So let's do mini rafts and generate supports. Let's just see what this does. This may take forever to generate. I don't know. But okay, so my original thought with printing vertical was, when I first started printing, was it was going to take like 12 hours to print. Now, it was back when I was using gray resin, and printing flat actually printed them. It took 6 hours to print. It was on all their backs. Now, on their heels, up vertical, it was going to take over 12. And I thought, well, I can print two batches of 6 in the time it takes to print one batch of 6. So that was my thought. I can actually get a print going. So there's vertical. That's so weird looking. How long does this take? Oh, this is terrible. This is going to take forever to print. And honestly, I don't know if it's solid or horizontal makes a difference. So this will take 3 hours, 52 minutes to print. So let me put this in the computer here, and then share it with you. So this is solid vert. And again, y'all are probably all yelling at me like saying, no, that's not how you print vertical. So this is solid. This is Horseshoe. Print time, 3 hours and 52 minutes. Layers, 621. Volume is 84 compared to 77. So it actually takes more volume and supports. And then do my 15 cents. And let me share this with you. Share screen. So this is that solid vertical, print 6 of them in solid, Horseshoe, 3 hours, 52 minutes. Now, again, you could probably do multiple, like that's the reason you do vertical. You can do, probably fit 18 of them in there. Just push auto. Okay, I'll get back to you in a minute, Perry. Print time 52, layers 621, volume is 84 milliliters. And what are you doing? Cookies. Oh, I got cookies? Sweet. Guys, I gotta go. I got cookies. The wife brought me cookies. Volume per model is 14. So that actually raised up. So these are exact same models, but 14. Time per model is 39 minutes. Cost per milliliter is, again, it's the same price. So cost per print, it actually went up $1, printing vertical, and then cost per model is $2. So, yeah, Perry, what did we learn? That's a good question. Cost, it costs more to print solid, but it takes more time to print hollow. Now, you could manually base these and put in your own little tiny horseshoe for the full models, right? And if you did that, you might be able to reduce, because doing the auto base, they tend to be kind of tall, but it saves me so much time, the auto base happening, that I don't have to manually go in there and trim around the edges and add a base and add a name, and all that's done automatically. I don't mind giving the printer more time to print. Instead of me, I'd rather go bend a wire than sit here and have to base all the models by hand. So you could actually reduce the time of the hollow. I bet they get pretty close. And maybe I'll do another one of those. Just push auto once and they're stood up. Ooh. So let me see. Actually, so yeah, one more experiment, I promise, and then I will let y'all go. So let's do this. I'm going to clear. And I'm going to add 6 more. So and then I'm going to let preform. So these are the same 6 again. I'm going to repair them. These are the exact same 6, so I'm printing them twice, but I've already had them out here. So I'm going to highlight them all, and then here, and then, oh, layout all. Will it do it? It looks like it's trying. Layout tool was unable to fit the models into the work area. Great. All right. Just push auto once and they're stood up. I need to find auto. Auto orientate, maybe that's it. Oh, I guess I could select the base. Orientate axis. I've never done this. Oh my gosh. How in the world? They're all touching. Oh, that is... No. Reset. This is, yeah. Oh, okay. I don't, am I doing this right? This. Oh, I did it. So they're still like touching. I've never messed with this software before, or this part of the software. You know, you do the same thing. Oh no, I just did that wrong. All right, go on here, go on here, and then what? Let's mini rafts, full rafts. Let's do mini rafts again to match the last one. So again, this is the ideal why you want to print a lot more vertically stacked up. Uh, but again, like 12 in like 12 hours, and I can get on the me, single lab owner. It was everybody's different. Every lab's different, so it may make more sense for you to print vertical, all 12 models. Um, you're not seeing this. I gotta show you what I was doing. So print. Let's see. Share screen. I was just sitting here talking up a storm. Here we go. Here's 12 models. Again, you'd probably tilt them all. You know what I mean? I can't tilt this. This is, oh, it's calculating. Excuse me. Like you would probably tilt these all where they're not, have all these supports on the inside, and probably, but maybe this will give us an idea of a price difference. So I'm going to do this. So I wonder if it's about the time as the other ones. So again, let me get this ready to enter in. This is again solid vertical. This is 12 models. And this is solid horseshoe. Print time is 4 hours, 7 minutes. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. Layers, 622. Volume is, of course, more, 168.99. So pretty much 169. Oh, this is interesting, guys. Y'all are going to like this. This is really interesting. Okay, let me show you my screen. Share. Okay, so solid vertical. I didn't share it again. Okay, solid vertical, but this time 12 models. Solid, and then horseshoe. But look at the print time. It almost prints in the same amount of time. So that's new to me. When I was doing it the other way, it was taking 12 hours to print. But this is actually, the print time is only a few minutes longer. So this is interesting. Okay, okay. Layers is 622 to 621. So almost the same. Volume, of course, it's more because you added 6 more models. Volume per model, exactly the same amount. Time per model, 39 minutes on average compared to 21 minutes on average. So you actually save time because you're doing it all in one go. And then the cost. So cost is $12 to print 6 compared to $25 to print 12, sorry, to print 12. Same exact cost. So that blew my mind. That blew my mind. Okay, it's only a few minutes difference because the height is the same no matter what. So it prints in the same amount of time. So Wow. All right. Oh, hello. How you doing? How are your retainers fitting? Uh, so, wow, I'm impressed. Printing vertical, solid, is almost the same amount of time. It's only a few minutes difference. Wow. Yeah, I thought it would take. I swear I was printing vertical. And it was going to take 12 hours to print vertical, as opposed to um, only a few minutes more. But it makes sense. It's all about the layers. So if you're printing 6 uh, vertical, it's going to take about the same time if you can fit 12 of them on there. So might as well print 12. Now, the risk goes higher, well, especially with the Form 2, because it was a real jarring slide motion. So it would, the model platform would come down and it would do a layer, and then the thing would slide sideways. So you'd actually have to orientate your models to be parallel with the slide, not perpendicular, or else you would, if they're vertical, they would snap it off. So I've heard horror stories of that. So but with the Form 3 behind me, the Form 3B Plus, it's a lot softer. It like tilts and peels away. So it's the same SLA, not DLP. It prints each layer. So they're fitting good. Get them tightened in 12 weeks. Yeah, your retainers will start getting loose as your teeth start pushing against them the first few weeks. But just be prepared to at least wear them the rest of your life. I wear one at night, trying to close that gap, but that's a time for another video. But anyway, again, big surprises here. Let's go back and review. If I print hollow, horizontal, full base type, so full pallets, the print time actually takes a little bit longer. Look, here is 20 minutes longer as compared to solid. Again, it was the height difference. In solid, I can print shorter. I didn't have to do drain holes. And then volume in milliliters did take more volume, but the price was about $1 more if you print it solid. So cost-wise, it all depends on you. If you want to save time, print solid. If you want to save money, print hollow. There you go. Oh, I'm getting a call. But let's end that there. I think that's a good note to leave it on. Do you do your own retainers? Yes, I made my own retainers. Make my own impression. Do my own. Look back through my channel. You'll find I make my own spring retainer, which I reset my teeth on the front and I make a spring retainer. So there's about a three video series. But anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for putting up with my bad internet and bad computer. If this downloads, I did save this to my hard drive, so I'm going to look at that. If it's better than what got uploaded to YouTube, I'll probably switch out the video and probably edit it down, edit out all the errors and stuff. But anyway, hope y'all are doing good. I'm going to put my end screen up and say hi to Pete. Yeah, I didn't hear him today, but maybe y'all did. And I'll see y'all next week. And I'm ready to answer your questions at the bottom of what all this means for you. And maybe I'll revisit this again. I'll do more of a better exhaustive research on this. And if y'all want, I probably can share this little calculator with you. I'll probably add a little bit to it, put it on my website, designerretainer.com, and y'all might be able to enter in your own numbers. And yeah, we'll try it from there. So with that being said, have a good day, and I'll see y'all next week. And until then, happy bending.